Hi, Christ Community Church. My name is Jeff Lee, and I'm a member of our downtown campus. And this week, I'd like to talk a little bit about what exactly hard-hitting habits, or H3, is.
Hard-hitting habits.
Hard-hitting habits.
Hard-hitting habits. Well, guys, here we are, H3, hard-hitting habits. Hard-hitting habits.
Well, a few years ago, Pastor Gabe and I, we sat down and we talked through what it would look like to cultivate a community of men who were being transformed, encouraged, and discipled into being leaders within their families, their communities, their work, and ultimately our church.
Some of you have asked, why are we doing this? A lot of you and many other guys in the campus have asked the question, how can we be diving deeper? And so 2 years ago, Jeff and I started these conversations around what it might look like to cultivate a community for men to be growing and to be digging into each other.
Guys doing guy stuff.
And it's a smaller, intense men's ministry pathway.
And so what we decided to do was dig into this idea that men need engagement and consistent encouragement through activities, through service work, and thus the idea of H3 was born.
We live in a culture where it's hard to figure out what it means to be a guy. You have to be this uber macho guy, or you're called to be an emasculated man. The question always comes back to, what does Jesus have to say for us as men? What does God's Word have to say for us as men as we seek to grow into who we've been designed to be, find joy, to find relationship with one another, and to spur one another on to follow Jesus?
With hard-hitting habits, we have what we call our summer intensive pathway, where we gather no more than 12 men who are from our church into a cohort. And that cohort goes throughout the city to various places, and we engage in a topic or idea or a habit that will encourage us and spur us on to be more like Christ. For example, we've gone to the Negro Leagues Museum, where we looked at the rich history of these men and these women who sacrificed a lot for what they believed in, and they actually took that step down in order to step up as leaders. We visit the Liberty Memorial and we watch the sunrise together as a group of men. We go for runs that not everybody's a big fan of that, but we like to talk about how health and creating these healthy systems for our life are vitally important. We also go to a rope course and a zip line course where we zip through the trees, and we talk about how we need to be focused in our lives and focused on Jesus and focused on being that leader that God has called us to be. Also, we like to go and serve because we believe that a vital part of our Christian faith is expressed through that service work. So we will partner with a local organization to gather as men serving that agency or serving those people. And then we culminate that in our summer intensive pathway with the men's retreat, where we bring all of the recent graduates of their cohort together, where we spend the night camping out. We've done Smith Mill Lake before, but we go out camping where we hang around the campfire, stay up really late, and have a lot of fun that way. But that's not all that we do in H3. Beyond just meeting together, we also want to engage our families, where we will have twice a year events where we bring the men of H3's families together to have a barbecue, bring the kids in, bring our spouses, bring all those people that are important to us, so that we can share in not only one another's lives, but those of our family. We also, throughout the year, will hold men's nights, men's groups, where we will gather together and have some fun and fellowship with not only those within H3, but try to invite as many men as possible who might not have experienced H3 before into various projects that we got going on. So the men of H3, including serving our own members, have reached out into the community in various ways, where we have gathered packages for teachers at Crossroads. We've done thank you cards, and we've supported the teachers at Hogan Preparatory Academy. As well as, most recently during this pandemic, the men of H3 gathered together, stepped in, and created thank you gifts for those in the medical profession. Now, we like to communicate with one another through group me's, through text messages. We also have men leading in areas where we partner together with morning devotionals through the YouVersion Bible app. We communicate through email. We send out a weekly newsletter to stay engaged on all the things that are happening at the church. And in addition to that, as some members have benefited from, we also collectively gather to meet the needs of our downtown members, from various service projects to clearing out trees, to fixing fences, to painting rooms, to removing trash. We've done a lot of effort together collectively as men in this ministry pathway of Christ Community's downtown campus. So we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of laughs. A lot of them are at Pastor Gabe's expense, but we do have a lot of fun with this ministry because we believe that where men are thriving, where men are engaged with one another, and men are stepping up to serve and lead, you will find a healthy church. And that's just exactly what we've done here at Christ Community Church. And I'm so thankful and so honored and so proud of each and every one of the men and to be a part of this ministry pathway that we got going on. However, with the recent COVID-19 pandemic and our stay-at-home orders and our social distancing, we've had to adjust in this season. And so, adjusting from meeting face-to-face, our H3 men now gather twice weekly, where we have our H3 mornings, where we once met at the downtown campus at 6:30 a.m. on Wednesday mornings. We're now shifting that to 7 a.m. via Zoom on Wednesdays. In addition, we just want to have a weekly check-in and just a prayer time and see how everybody's doing with accountability and focus through our Sunday morning Zoom meetings as well, and those happen at 8 a.m. So even though we are having these challenges, we're meeting these challenges by going above and beyond to stay focused and stay engaged in our relationships with one another. So with that, I would love if you're a man from the downtown campus, if you are anything like me and you kind of struggle to find your place in the church, and maybe you're just confused of how to get engaged or plugged in, reach out to me or reach out to one of our pastors, Ben or Gabe, and just find out how you can get plugged in with our ministry pathway, how you can get engaged, and how you can have men coming alongside you to foster relationships with you, and that you can get engaged and find ways that you can serve. Again, my name is Jeff Lee, and thank you to all of the men who attend our downtown campus for stepping in, for representing Jesus well, and representing our church well in the community. Thank you, and I hope you're taking care of yourself and your family, and you're finding ways to engage your community in this season.